everyone, welcome to another Simon Says Stamp video. Today I'm starting out with these 3 hearts that I've cut out of the My Favorite Things Hearts Aplenty die. I also cut out the larger hearts at the same time, but I'm just going to set those aside and use them for another project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover these hearts with some glitter. And this is Artsy glitter. It's a glitter mix, and I'm going to use the silver glitter. It has a really fine grit to it. It should be really pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive, just a tiny bit, just enough to hold it in place, down onto this scratch paper. Get these hearts in there. Alright, and I'm going to take some Tombow Mono Multi Glue. You could use any liquid glue for this. And I'm just going to add a bunch of glue to the heart. I'm going to use a Post-it or some scratch paper or something, and I'm just going to kind of smudge that around. I want it to get all the way to the surface of those hearts. Takes a little bit on the scratch paper, that's okay. We just want to make sure it's on every area of the hearts. And now I can open the vial of glitter. I'm just going to dump that all over the hearts. Alright, and I'm going to set this aside because I'm going to let that glitter really adhere to those hearts. I'm going to just set that aside up there. I'm going to go ahead and put the cork in to stop that glitter getting out everywhere. And I'm going to start working on the rest of the card. The pattern paper I'm going to be using for this card comes from the Basic Grey PB&J pack, using a stamp from that collection with Hero Arts. Basic Grey and Hero Arts team up to do stamps for the Basic Grey collections. And this is, let me tell you for sure the stamp name. This is Flower Medley Background. So I have some cardstock vellum here. This is for sale in the Simon store now. It's a really thick vellum, so it's great for doing stamping and things like that. And I'm going to ink up this stamp with some Versamark, and we're going to do some embossing. Alright, before I emboss, I completely forgot. I'm going to use the EK Success powder tool. The powder tool just gets rid of any static cling on the paper that might cause the embossing powder to stick to areas where the stamp isn't going to be. So this is just a preventative measure to make it so the embossing powder goes on a little bit better. Alright, so Versamark. I'm going to take the cardstock vellum. Doesn't matter which side. Put down. It's going to want to stick, so you have to be really, or it's going to want to slide, so you have to be really careful. Okay, and I'll lift that up. I can see the pattern on there just a little bit. I'm going to make that even more pronounced with some embossing powder. Alright, and while it's still cooling, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of work this and make sure it doesn't dry or cool in a completely warped position. It's not too bad. I like that it's kind of curving out. It's curving under, because that'll make it so when you lay it on our card, it won't be coming off the surface of the card. So that's a really pretty vellum, kind of a little overlay or whatever with that stamp. So I've covered my card front completely with some blue paper from that 6x6 pad. I have the cardstock vellum that's embossed right here that'll go on top. I'm not going to adhere this yet because I'm going to put things on top, and all of the adhesive that's going to adhere the vellum to the paper is going to be underneath those pieces that are on top, so that we don't see any adhesive underneath. So I'm going to take some of this dot pattern paper from that pack and the Fiskars Postage Edge Stamp Punch, or Postage Stamp Edge Punch, and I'm going to give it an edge. Now I'm taking the red pattern paper and I'm going to use this stamp set from Basic Gray and Hero Arts again from the same collection. This is the Homey Patterns. And I'm going to do the thank you, but I'm going to put it on, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to put it on 2 lines. So I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm going to cut the thank you apart with my scissors so that I can mount them on my stamp press together. So I'm laying it down on my work surface here and getting them lined up just right. And then I can bring my stamp press and just pick both of those up. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do Versamark. Actually, we are embossing, so I'm going to use that powder tool again. And then Versamark. I'm going to trim this down so it's just a strip. Alright, and this is going to be arranged on the card. I'm first going to take this end and I'm just going to shorten it a little bit. And I'm going to give it a little bit of that ribbon edge that I love so much. This is going to go right here. I'm going to go ahead and take off that one end. Alright, that's going to be adhered right there. And now we have enough of the pieces of the card that we can start putting adhesive down. So I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensional adhesive behind this piece right here. Alright, now I'm going to turn this over, and where these areas are, that's where I'm going to put the adhesive to have it go down onto the card. So I'm just going to use this type of adhesive because it seems to work. Just the Tombow Mono Multi. I'm going to go straight onto the card like that. Alright, it's time to get these hearts. Alright, I'm going to take each one of these dimensional adhesives and put it on the back of one of the hearts. Oh, and I think I only need 2 actually, so I'll just do 2 hearts. Alright, I'm going to add just a little bit of white dashed lines on this red paper right here. And that finishes the card for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.